Everything you need to know in less than 5 minutes. Bard is a utility support champion with great roaming potential and crowd control, but his abilities are highly unconventional and he does take some time to get used to. In the current meta, Bard is an extremely powerful champion and one of the best supports in the game. You counter tank supports like Braum and Alistar especially hard as they rely on getting close, which makes them easy targets for Bard's stun. The only matchup in which Bard is at a disadvantage is against Maokai support because you will run into his saplings a lot as you try to roam for your passive. Bard's passive more or less dictates your entire playstyle since a lot of your damage and utility comes from your meeps, which you empower by picking up chimes. Collecting these chimes, which spawn on the map randomly, greatly amplifies your auto attacks, but you do need to leave lane frequently to get to them. Fortunately, picking them up grants Bard bonus experience, so you won't fall behind in champion levels too hard for doing this. Keep in mind that leaving your AD carry in a 1 vs 2 lane will also set them behind, since your opponents can use this advantage to zone your lane partner away from their minions. If your ADC is bad at the game, they might not respect the 1v2 properly and let themselves get killed. Generally speaking, you should not leave your AD carry in situations like this too often, even if that means giving up some chimes here and there. The best times to roam and collect passive stacks are when you're either just recalled or when you have lane priority and just push the enemy under their tower. When your opponents have priority and you find yourselves under your own turret, leaving your AD carry alone makes it quite easy for your enemy to set up a tower dive. Never ever do that. Supporting your partner in lane should always be one of your top priorities. You do this most efficiently by maxing your Q first, your W second, and your E last while putting a point into Bard's ultimate whenever you can. Bard's Q is an amazing counter-engage spell since it is very easy to stun 2 enemies at once when they are trying to get on top of you or one of your allies. Additionally, this ability is a strong tool for pressuring your opponents in lane since it punishes enemies who are trying to hide behind their minion wave. However, these are just the 2 most basic uses of Bard's Q, and the real deal is to learn how to combo it with your other abilities. Bard's W is a purely defensive spell and, unlike your E and your R, cannot be combined with your Q. In a pinch, you can use W to quickly heal and speed up an ally that has been caught off guard, but you optimally put Bard's W shrines onto the ground so they can grow. This way you will get better value for the mana you need to spend on them. Most importantly, however, your AD carry can use the delayed heals from the shrines as a safety net while you are roaming for Bard's passive. Therefore, you set them up close to your tower or on your allies' escape paths so they will run through them automatically when needed. Bard's E is one of the more exotic abilities in League of Legends and it highly rewards your creativity as a player. Being able to effectively remove pieces of terrain is extremely powerful as you can create both ganking opportunities and disengage options for your team out of nowhere. Especially in lane, setting up a free gank for your jungler with this spell is quite effective at punishing your opponents when they are pushing. Your enemy essentially needs to choose whether they want to place their wards in the river and in bushes like usual, or if they want to ward behind walls to deny your E instead. With control wards and sweepers, you can put them in a lose-lose situation and force them to play extremely carefully. Enemies will be tempted to use your tunnels as well, especially when you place them to escape from an unwanted fight. Here you can press the like button and combo your Q spell as your opponent's movement will be highly telegraphed and linear, so landing your stun is only a matter of muscle memory. You want to hit them with your Q right as they exit the tunnel, and even if it's just a single opponent, you will stun them regardless since they are right next to a wall by default. Bard's ultimate can be absolutely game-winning when used correctly, but also straight up lose the game for your team when fired in the wrong moment. You can set up dives by disabling towers, get numbers advantage in teamfights by freezing multiple enemies at once, protect allies or yourself just like you could with Zhonya's Hourglass, and much more. The possibilities are virtually endless, and learning by doing is really your best shot here. And by using your Q just as the duration of your ultimate ends, you can also get a stun for free. You want to amplify Bard's utility even more by picking Guardian, Font of Life, Bone Plating and Revitalize with Zombie Wards and Relentless Hunter secondary. Your shards are Ability Haste, Adaptive Force and Armor. Guardian is simply one of the best support keystones in the current meta, and it does trigger off your W when you use it as a targeted heal. Relentless Hunter and Zombie Wards fit Bard's playstyle just perfectly, as out of combat movement speed makes you much more efficient with your roams, ultimately allowing you to get more passive stacks. You will find quite a lot of wards on your way, and Zombie Wards just turns them into more vision for your allies. Your core items are Ionian Boots, Dark Seal, Locket and Cosmic Drive. The combination of ability haste, movement speed and longevity allow you to get the most out of your abilities. Dark Seal might look odd here, but you actually need it to unlock Cosmic Drive's passive, which is just too good on Bard to forgo. If the game goes long enough, you simply buy more utility items that synergize with your passive. However, make sure you always keep at least 160 ability power for Cosmic Drive. Now, if you found that video helpful, you can access an entire playlist of educational content like this by clicking the link on your screen right there.